HSB. We'll try not to suck as badly as we did earlier this week, and hopefully get some of the rating back that we lost. Alright, so let's start with this, which is the daily puzzle on Lichess. This is a fairly simple one. It's just a nice little 2 bishop mates. Okay. Now for the real stuff. So the thing that jumps out at you is knight f7, king g8. Knight takes f8, knight takes a g6. Knight f7, king g8. Is there a place we can move the queen? No, e6 is not allowed. Knight f7, king g8, queen takes a6. Queen's got to move. Not to e8, obviously, because then it comes with a fork. So what about a f8? And then I can lose, and I can pick up the rook. Not knight f7. You've got to be kidding me. Queen g4 hits the rook and threatens knight f7. I feel like that one had 2 solutions. Oh. Bishop f4. Queen g7, rook takes g6. Looks like it takes care of everything in an economical way. I can also play knight takes, and you hit the rook. Yeah, I could just go knight takes g6 straight up, because if you go king takes, then I play bishop f4 and pick up the queen, so knight takes g6. Rook moves. And I can even just play queen takes f5. And it looks like black just got crushed. I think I like this knight takes g6 idea. Yeah, knight takes g6, knight fe4. This looks like I can just take it. Well, take it, rook takes. And then I have bishop f4. Oh, this is just with check. Okay. Nice to finally get a puzzle correct. Alright, so quick side note to all the viewers, the queen is pinned. So the queen is just going to have to exert influence on this one from where it is. Okay, instinct says it's rook b8. Alright, so let's try rook b8, king e7. Rook b7 check. king e8, knight c7 check, knight c7 check, and king back e7, and you pick off the rook with check. Okay, that works nicely. Yep, so king e7, rook b7 wins. Wait, knight b7. No, I can play rook takes b7, queen takes, king takes, knight takes e5, then you pick up the rook on a6. Okay, so that refutes king a7. So what about king f7? King f7 has to run into a mate, like knight g5. King e7, rook b7. Would not be surprised if you got mated. Yeah, I think this rook b8 idea is the winner. Yeah, rook b8, king e7. Okay, so we've got this rook b7 idea that we've seen wins. We also have this knight takes c5 idea. No, we can't do that because we can't not forget that our queen is hanging with check. So knight takes c5 is wrong. So this has to be some sort of check. And it's going to have to be by the rook. So it's going to be rook b7. Rook b7. Only legal move is with the king is king here, and then I have knight c7. Which is just devastating. Right? Rook b7, king e8, knight c7. Yep, you're forced to come back, and then I can pick off the rook with check. Yep, rook b7, knight d7. Which we analyzed earlier. I can play rook takes, d7, queen takes, king takes, knight takes c5, and then knight takes a6. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. It is nice to gain some puzzle rating back. Alright. What do we have here? This looks like an endgame puzzle, and I'm not known for my prowess at those. Yeah, so a kind of important thing here is this rook is not hanging. It's pretty powerful, and it's defended by the pawn on h5. This bishop is hanging, so let's see if we can... But we can't really exploit that because it just plays bishop f5, and we're in some issues. Alright, so the first thing to check here is the forcing move, the check. But you've got a lot of places to go. Rook pops on a3, you could play king e2, and I could play d3, bishop b4. Yeah, let's try to find something forcing other than rook a3, because this doesn't look very forcing because of the three options for the king. So the only other check we have is e4 check, which doesn't look to do anything, because then I'd have to follow up with rook a3 anyway. And everything of his is on light squares, so my dark squared bishop is not going to be able to take anything with like a discovery. I'm pretty convinced the only way to make progress here is rook a3. Rook a2, trying to get some sneaky stuff by cutting off the king doesn't really cut off the king, because he's even got two squares forward. However, if I play rook a3, king c4, rook c3 is mate. Oh, wait, wait a minute, he's got king d5. Okay, so screw me, there were even more good options to rook a3. Well, rook a3, king e4, check, just forces the king forwards, and I can just maybe start picking up pawns. Yeah, this actually looks fairly good for me, playing the d3, opening up discovery, getting ready for check in d2. Rook a3, king d2, I could have check, king c2, d3, king b4, d2. Yeah, I feel like this check is worth a shot, and it is correct. Okay, so king e4. I want to start pushing the sucker, but I can't do it too early. I could play rook e4, and if king d5, I can just play d3, d2, d1. And that looks just to be it. If I go rook e3, king f5, I can just play this with check. You have to go back to e4, and then I can check again, and then I can start pushing the pawns. So check, king to d5, and then just, I don't know, something. Check, king d5, d3, king c6, d2. And there's no bishop b3 to cover the promotion square because the rook covers b3. So I think this just wins because not rook e3. Just d3. Rook takes f6, d2. Rook f7, king h8, rook d7, bishop to d4, king f5, d1 queen. I'm curious what was wrong with rook e3 check. It was king d5, d3, bishop g8 was what was wrong. And it turns out that I'm too slow because you're going to play king f7 and then rook takes h6 is going to be mate. Alright, that was a legitimately tricky puzzle. Good puzzle making. Right, let's see if we can get back to 2000 by the end of the stream here. Bishop g4. Does that legit trap the queen? Oh, the queen takes the bishop on g4. Okay. Bishop f1. Bishop f1, queen moves to d7, and then I can trade on h3, but then knight g4 comes and I'm in trouble. What about bishop f3? Queen to d7. Hold up, bishop g4, queen takes g4, bishop takes d6. We gain a tempo on attacking the rook e8. You know what, this bishop is probably going to be the centerpiece of the plan of the puzzle here, because the queen's the only thing defending it. And if with my discovered attack, like say bishop b5, we can chase away the queen from the defense. because then if queen f5, we just play bishop takes d6, the knight covers f3, so there's no mating threats. And if bishop b5, now we just have to consider the black. Knight e4, knight e4. Bishop, pawn e4, rook e4. Queen d5, bishop c4. Yeah, there's got to be some variation here where he loses the bishop. Bishop b5, no. It was bishop f1, knight e4, bishop takes d6. Man, I'm just playing these puzzles too fast. They're too legitimate for me to do them too fast. For some reason, this seems simple. Knight g5, bishop g5, bishop g5. Knight d7. Okay. So it's not that simple. Knight d5, knight d7. Yeah, this is not an easy puzzle. Obviously, we can't play this because of mate. So, and we can't do this because of that. So, this leaves us with bishop takes g5. Bishop takes g5, knight takes g5, knight takes d7. g6. And I think that does it. I think that does it. The g6 tempo gain forces the queen away and lets me capture. So the only question is, which is the better capture early? Well, bishop takes, it's not gonna transpose if bishop captures early. So knight captures, what about knight captures d7? Then we play g6. Hits the queen. Queen cannot go to h4, so the queen must retreat back to h3, and then we can take the knight. So it looks like the correct capture here is knight captures g5. Knight captures d7, as we suspected. And now if we take, then takes with the bishop, and we haven't gained anything, so we play g6, queen h6. g6, queen h6, knight f7 still does the job. Yep, g6. Yep, g6, queen e2, and then we can safely capture on d7. Nicely done, everybody. Alright, so obviously the queen's attacked here. And by a quick point count, the pieces are equal, and it looks like I should just be able to capture on e3. I mean, why not? King h1. And then you get out of the way of rook e1. Queen e3, king h1, something like queen c5. Hits the knight, and if rook e1, and then rook e1, bishop e6, queen e2, then I can just take on c6. Queen e3. So now we have to choose the correct square to retreat. Oh, man. I'm partial to c5. Because we have to get off of the e file. Everything else on this file is no-go zone. Obviously those are covered. That's covered, and that's covered. So that just leaves us with a couple options. We have c5, b6, g5, and h6 as our potential safe retreat squares. However, the g5 and h6 seem to put the queen out of play, and they don't really stop rook e1 at all. So we could play queen here, rook e1, king f7 even. Oh man. This is the bad thing about puzzles is there's a bunch of options. You don't know if only one is correct. You don't know if a bunch of them give the advantage. I mean, even king f7 could work here. Queen b6, rook e1, just king f7. Queen e2, we grab the knight. Queen e8, and I can take. Alright, so I think it's down to either c5 or b6. Is there a technical better place? I mean, okay, queen c5, rook e1, king f7, knight e5 with check. King f6. Or king g8. Okay, what's wrong with queen b6? Queen b6, rook e1, king h7. Knight e5. King g8. Neither of them seem to be really different. If I had to go with my gut, I'd say c5, which is correct. And luckily for us, because we get the puzzle right. What's wrong with queen to d6? Queen takes d5. Okay, so there's a critical thing that we didn't mention, because now our king is stuck in the center and now rook e1 is going to be killing. So queen c5 just defends the d5 pawn. All right, everybody, we're gaining some rating back today. See what we can do. My intuition is telling me this is a free piece. Bishop f6 just confirms that. Oh, nope, it's not. We have queen takes e7. So the queen's got to be kicked away. If we play knight to g4, the queen gets kicked away. This bishop on g5 is hanging, and this bishop here is hanging. We play knight d7, the same thing also happens. The queen gets kicked away, but it can defend both from f4. No, it can't really, because you can just take one and then take the other. So I guess the question is, which location is better? if d7, I bet rook takes d7 is a thing. Because then queen takes d7, bishop takes, queen takes, bishop takes e6. And you got away with only dropping the exchange. Knight g4, queen f4, on the other hand, I could take c4, queen takes c4, and then take here with check. So that seems to be the way to go. Knight g4, knight d5. Was very unexpected, but you're playing for the check here to pick up the queen back. So, I mean, I could just take it. Queen takes. Takes. Obviously, what we can't do is just take the queen and allow 97 and then knight takes c8, because that just gets him out of everything. We could also capture g5 with check. Queen takes, and then bishop takes d5, bishop takes d5, knight takes f2 is in the air, netting the exchange. However, my gut says no, and we just played takes d5, takes. Yeah, just bishop takes d5. Queen takes e7, bishop takes on c4. Alright, everybody, we are back above 2,000 puzzle rating. We're having a better day today. Hey, this seems to be a puzzle from the exact same game, actually. So the puzzle we looked at just a minute ago revolved around knight g4 and knight d5. This one is revolving around a similar situation. Knight g4, bishop takes e6. Queen takes e6. This one seems a bit simpler. We play bishop takes g5 with check, king moves, and then we take. Queen to e3. We'll play queen takes, bishop takes e3, sorry, f takes, and then knight f4, or knight f2, sorry, and which forks. So, check, knight f2, knight takes d1. Bada bing, bada boom. We got both puzzles from that same game, so that's nice. It's 8:28, so the stream will be ending fairly soon. But we'll see if we can get in another puzzle or two. Okay, this seems to just be a2, a1. I'm even contemplating queen f1, rook f1, queen takes, king takes, and a2. I mean, even just playing a2 right away looks totally winning. I mean, a2, rook takes d6, you could even play queen takes d6, queen takes d6, and just promote. Oh, but you're down a piece then. So a2, rook takes e6 leaves you down a piece. Hold on. a2, rook takes e6, queen c1, rook f2, takes with check, takes, leaves you also down a piece. What about this? a2, rook e6, queen g5, rook f2, queen c1. Bada bing, bada boom, I think that does it. Because then we play a1 queen, and we don't get mated. I am in favor of just playing a2, which is correct. Queen to d7. Okay, so the question is now, do we take with the bishop? Takes rook, a1 queen. Yes, totally. That leaves us entirely at material, because then we'd be up a queen for a rook. Bada bing, bada boom. A1 queen check, and black wins. So thank you everybody for checking out the stream today. Good news, we only missed 2 puzzles today on stream, and both of those were 2,200 levels. So that's not exactly something to be ashamed of, and we've ramped up our rating. We were at 1947 at the start of the show, and now we're at 2016. So that was very good to get some puzzles right. So again, thank you guys for watching, and now we shall do one of our custom things at the end of a video, and we're gonna raid somebody. And let's see if somebody is live here. We've got Mark Esserman, probably enjoying life, so we'll send you to him so you can hopefully enjoy life as well. And thank you guys for watching the stream today.